Hey YouTube, this is TCA Gaming. We have another PSA returns video for you here. I can't remember what's on this one. I think it has a little bit of Japanese and then it has a little bit of newer stuff, but I could be wrong. Who knows what's going to pop out during the video. I want to show you guys what we have. We might go through it a little bit quicker on this one. My wife and I and our two little girls, I think we plan to go and do some painting, and so that means I gotta limit this video to about 15 minutes. That, or if we're definitely not done, what I'll do is I'll just come back and do a second part of this video a little bit later. Don't want to rush too much, but if it's a lot of the same stuff, I'll kind of go through it like this. I'm going to try to build up the background with 10s this time. Man, most of these Japanese hollows I thought were pretty good. It looks like I'm hitting a lot of 8s, a lot of 9s, which that can be tough when it comes to the Japanese WotC hollows, because even the 10s sometimes are only like $30 to $50, whereas these 8s and 9s you might be looking at $20 or less. So if you think about the PSA sub cost and then the cost of the card, and then you got to factor in you're going to lose out on shipping, eBay fees, yada yada. Sometimes those 8s and 9s don't work out too well, but so far it looks like this order is heading that direction for a lot of 9s. I think those are the only 3 10s we've had in the background, and 2 of them are the same card, that Dark Dawn fan. Don't get me wrong, 8s and 9s are still very strong grades. In fact, I think you get a lot of bang for your buck with the PSA 9s. If you're constructing sets and you're pretty OCD about having everything completely uniform, you're going to be doing way better if you can just buy everything in PSA 9s. Like, you can get a lot of quality for much, much cheaper. In fact, on some cards it's like almost insane how different the prices are from 9 to 10. In Japanese cards, it's not that big of a deal, just because their quality has always been really good. Now, some of these cards that are still more popular, like, say something like this, you got the Dark Feraligatr PSA 9. Some of you have noticed that I do these random PSA lots on eBay now. What I would do with something like that is I would probably stick it in the Japanese box for the PSA 9 stuff. And, if somebody, I'll probably take, a lot of these cards and stick them in something like that. And so if somebody wants to buy, say, 5 PSA, 5 PSA random cards from, man, we're getting a bunch of 10s in a row right here. Maybe I hit a nice little streak. But if somebody wanted to buy, say, 5 PSA random cards that were in the Japanese language, they could do that, and that way I could throw a little bit of variety in there. I try to pull cards from different eras, and so far it's been a pretty good hit. The Japanese ones, I haven't sold too many of just because I haven't told too many people about it, and it's one of those listings where it has, you start off with 0 sales. That's just the way it works. With the English one, I've sold quite a few of those, and you're hitting anything from basic promos to WotC hollows to newer hollows and GXs and stuff like that. So I mean, there's a much broader range for what I can offer on the English side. So I can see why people buy that one a lot more. Plus, there's more demand for the English random PSA graded cards. It's kind of fun too, because almost any PSA card is worth $20. So I mean, you can throw $20 at one random PSA card, and usually you're going to be okay, even if you hit something that is stupid. But like, I wouldn't put an energy removal PSA 8 in there or something. I want it to at least be like some kind of promo or hollow or some kind of significance to it, and then I try not to do anything less than a 7. Most of the cards are going to be 8s and 9s. There'll be some that are 10s, very few, and the same thing with 7s, be very few 7s. Looks like we've got some e-reader 10s. Now, these are really easy to grade compared to the WotC era, like the pre-e-readers. That's probably the most expensive card in the video right there, like Neo Destiny and back, with Expedition base set. Then you got, it's like E1, E2, E3, E4, E5 on the Japanese side. Man, they had a bunch of Gem-At 10s on these Pikachus, but Expedition is like E1, and then with E2 and E3, that's like a Quaplus. E4 and E5 is like Skyridge. Got a 10 on the EV2. Glad it did good on those non-hollows. I mean, they don't exactly sell well, I imagine, as like an 8 or 9 on a Skyridge Pikachu. Got 2 Charizards, both of them first edition. One's a common and one's a holo. The Umbreon pulled the 9. Alright, looks like we're on to some English stuff. Got some Unbroken Bonds. Got a Full Art Celesteela. Ooh, there's an 8. That won't do well. You got a Muck and a Alolan Muck. Gem Mint 10. You got this Pheromosa and Buzzwole 10. Dangerous Drill. Team Up was one of my favorite sets, like for the modern era. I think they did really good on their artworks. I kind of like the other Magikarp and Wailord better, where the Magikarp is big. But now we got 2 Cobalines in the background. Man, we did really good on these Cobaline GXs. Was that 4 or 5 in a row? So something like this. You got Lucario Melmetal GX Mint 9. It's a full art. I'd stick this in the $20 box, because I don't think that would be too much of a trouble to sell on eBay for $20, but you know, I'd probably sell for a little more. But just so I don't have to go through the hassle of listing it, I can take cards like that and other ones and just, you know, stick them in there. Umbreon, there we go. Got a lot of Gem Mint 10s and doing a lot better than I thought we would. Mega Houndoom EX. Maybe some of these cards pulled, or those Japanese cards, they pulled the 9s because of the really good quality on the e-readers. Plus, you had these newer cards as well. Filling up the background pretty quick with these Gem Mint 10s, and I know I put some in the box that were duplicates. Glaceon, I think the last one of those I sold for $29.99. Got some Hyper 10s, those are always nice. I know a lot of people went with the actual Pokemon term, which is Rainbow Rare, but I always stuck with Hyper, or with the, you know, with Hyper Rare. I just like that better. I think it sounds more like something that's really, really hard to find, even though they're not that hard to find. Entei. This is one of my favorite cards. I like the Turtonator GX for some reason. Maybe because I ran him in a deck, but and he's really red. Maybe that's why. Could be a little bit of both. Alright, next box. Box number 2. Ooh. Alright, got some more 9s on the full arts. The Necrozma. I always like running that one in a deck. Sylveon 6. Well, I imagine I missed something on that. Hey, look, another Glaceon Gem Mint 10. Another Umbreon Gem Mint 10. Venusaur. Got the Mega Venusaur. Blastoise. Lucario and Melmetal. Got Gengar and Mimikyu. Some decent ones. Reshiram and Charizard. Man, both the Reshiram and Charizards pulled 9s. Shaman with the 9. Muck and Alolan Muck with the 9. Got another Blastoise there. Another Muck and Alolan Muck. Another Mega Venusaur. Pokemon Breeder. That card does not sell well. Whimsicott Gem Mint 10. You got Janine. I've gotten several Gem Mint 10s on the Janine. You got the alternate art, Greninja and Zoroark. There we go. Here's the Jolteon from Premium, or Mega Powers. That's what it was. Another Muck and Alolan Muck. Blastoise with the 9. Muck and Alolan Muck again. Hyper Rare Gardevoir and Sylveon GX. There we go. Got the Shiftry. Glaceon was at the 3rd Glaceon. Blaziken. Zoroark. I know we've had at least one other of those. Got the Electro Gem Mint 10. Man, this order was basically all 10s. Deoxys EX. Got Eevee. Rocking the 10. Glaceon. There's the 4th. I think that's a different one. Yeah, that's the promo. Tornadus with the 10. Got Thundurus with the 10. Pretty good. Can't be too dissatisfied when you get this many 10s on an order. Lucario and Melmetal. Blacephalon Hyper Rare Gem Mint 10. Mimikyu 10. Genesect 10. Another Blacephalon, but it's the full art. Got the Sceptile also in 10. Magcargo with the 10. Articuno with the 10. Blaziken GX. Palkia. And that's the full art. Naganadel. Another Blaziken. And Zygarde. Man, we hit them one after another right there. Next row, let's see if we can keep it going. Looks like we are. Got Yveltal. I'm going to just have to start sticking these in a box. Hyper Rare. Maybe I'll stick the Hyper Rares in the background. Xerneas. Ultra Necrozma, that's a good one. Rayquaza, oh, that would have been a good 10. Mr. Mime. Got Reshiram with the 10. Dragonite with the 10. Salamence GX. White Kyurem GX. Got a Kingdra, the full art this time. Altaria. Here we go, we got us a hyper rare Salamence. We'll stick that one in the background. White Kyurem, there we go. There's the regular Blacephalon, so we hit the trifecta on that one. Suicune, a Alolan Ninetales GX. You got the Mimikyu, Lugia, hard to not stick that one in the background. 9 on the Guardy. Another Whimsicott GX Gym at 10. Back to a 9 with the Electromagnetic Radar and with the Celesteela. So we've got 8, 9, and 10 on Celesteela. 10 on the Greninja. 10 on our second Dangerous Drill. And we still got a few left to go. Triple Acceleration Energy all the way down to an 8, but then back up to a 10. That's worth sticking in the background. We've got Metal Core Barrier. 2 10s in a row. Here we go with the Beast Bringer 10. And we're going to finish off with 2 Celesteela GX's Gem Mint 10. So if you're collecting these sets, probably have a good shot at having them in Gem Mint 10 now, and we'll help you make these sets before the cards get expensive 5 years down the road. I don't think so many times soon, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. Another PSA returns, and just let me know if you're looking for anything. You can always email me. That's my best mode of contact at number1PokemonCollector@gmail.com. It's down there in the description. Thanks, guys.